Today, addiction isolates you, connection saves you, period. Welcome to Sacred Grit, a podcast equipping men to conquer addiction and overcome inner struggles through physical, mental, and spiritual disciplines so you can become a man of honor and integrity. I'm Jason.Lyle. Now let's get to work. Today you'll learn connection is the key to long-term recovery. Some people may walk away, and that's okay. Authentic connection is a two-way street. This episode is brought to you by Air Georgia, Adventures in Recovery. All right, my dude, welcome back to the Sacred Grit podcast and Gritty Wednesday, where we get to work. Now, on Sacred Sunday, we talked about how the opposite of addiction isn't sobriety, but it's connection. We talked about connecting to your true self so you can connect to your higher power. I shared with you about my adoption, understanding how I view power, understanding how that connection was broken, understanding how I'm responding to the world. So today I want to talk to you about connection as a tool, because connection with people was a massive part of my recovery. When everything came out and I lost my job as a pastor, I didn't just lose my employment, man, I lost my church too. And for me, church wasn't just a building, it was a family. I mean, I had been going to church since, I don't ever remember not going to church. From childhood on, I went to church. And so it was more than just losing a job, it was losing my connection. So when it all came crashing down, I still needed connection. And meetings were good for me, man. I went, 3 times a week in the beginning, but really saved my ass was everyday interactions. Like my good buddy Chuck Swinson, he met me for coffee, all the time, and just listened to me. And John and Rosalind Boren, I worked on their farm with them, and I just talked recovery all day long. But those conversations and that consistency, that's what helped me heal, being surrounded by people who loved me through it. Now, I bet you understand that feeling because, when somebody died, a good friend rushes to your side, right? When somebody dies, a good friend rushes to your side. When your truck breaks down, somebody comes, it's like, if you're not alone, you get this feeling of, I'm not in this by myself. And that's a deep knowing, right? It's something that goes down into your soul like warm maple syrup on a pile of pancakes on a cold, rainy, morning. So it feels good. And recovery's the same way. You're going to find out who your real friends are, and you're going to need to learn how to both give and receive support, right? So here's the gritty application. Work with me here for just a minute, right? Here's the practice. First, you have to show up for yourself, my dude. You have to show up for yourself. Everyone around you will appreciate that you don't need them to fix you, that you're fixing yourself. So even if it's just 15 minutes every morning, do something that makes you feel loved by you. Show up for yourself, my dude, in every way that you can think of. Second, just let the chips fall where they may. Because here's the cold hard truth, man. Some people just aren't going to understand your recovery journey, and that's okay. It might feel big right now, but dude, they deserve that space. Maybe you hurt them. Maybe they're seeing you clearly for the first time. Just own your mistakes and move forward. For me, losing the church and losing all those connections, I had to own it. And I had to just let that happen because there was nothing I could do to control it. Now, some of these will be friends and others might even be family members, man. But either way, just own your shit and keep moving forward because that is where the healing is, right? Third, don't be a victim. Because playing the victim just gives you an excuse to run back to your addiction. Because people who try to support you will burn out fast if all you do is try to justify your actions and complain about it, right? Take responsibility. There may be some victim stuff in there, but it doesn't matter. You get to respond to that victim stuff, right? And people may not like what you did, but they'll respect your honesty. I have this conversation quite often about, diagnosis, whether it's autism or a diagnosis of whatever that may be, some of it untreatable, some of it treatable. diagnoses, like you are an addict, are not a reason to be the way they are. They give you a way to respond to what has happened to you, right? It reminds me of that old quote, what happened to you is not your fault, but it's your responsibility. So these actions are not your fault necessarily, but they're your responsibility. So take responsibility for them, okay? Fourth, advocate for your needs. Do not expect the people around you to read your mind. If you need a hug from your partner, ask for it. If you need coffee with a buddy, ask for it. If you need to grab a rod and go hit the river with your cousin and go fishing, make it happen. People can't give you what they don't know you need. All right? And then finally, do the work. If you get stuck repeating the same story without progress, your support people will lose steam. So if every time they sit down with you, you're like, I'm just, blah, 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 blah. It's the same thing over and over. Reason why step work's important, my dude. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Moving through the process, right? The people that are hanging out with you and giving you support, they want to see you moving forward. They want to know that their support is helping you do the work, because every time you connect, you remind your nervous system that you're safe. And the safe man doesn't need to numb out, right? So if you do these things, if you're thinking about this process as a two-way street, every single time you connect with one of these humans, your nervous system will go, I'm okay. And that gives you the strength to take another step toward recovery. So dude, make the call, send the text, book a consultation with me if you need to, but do whatever it takes to build your circle, because without support people, your chances of relapse skyrocket. You need connection to stay sober. And dude, man, men need each other. Yeah, I mean, we've got our wives, partners, mamas, but we need other men. And imagine a world where men support each other so deeply that accountability becomes the norm, where honesty and ownership and brotherhood shape how we live. That's the kind of world Sacred Grit is building, one gritty man at a time, a brother who will become the fullest expression of himself and stand up for another brother and be there when he needs him. I say all the time, I'm doing my level best to become the man that the 25-year-old me needed when I was 25. So do that, my dude, and you will change the world. So today you learn connection is the key to long-term recovery. Some people may walk away, and that's okay. An authentic connection is a two-way street. My dude, thank you for listening. Thank you for your support. I appreciate you checking in all the time, sharing these with friends and family members. I hope it gives you what you need. If you'd like to book a consultation call, go down there in the show notes, click that Calendly link, and get on the schedule. I would love to talk to you. All right, my final dude, Chuck Swenson. You need to go see my main man, Chuck Swenson. He is the operator of Chick-fil-A Griffin and one of the best Chick-fil-A's in the state. So go on down there and get you a chicken sandwich. All right, my dude. I hope you have a great week. I will see you on Sacred Sunday.